Uvalde's new home for rock.
UvaldeRadio.net rocks.
All right, Uvalde Radio rocks. Hey, we're live at Uvalde Collectors Fest here at 404 West Main Street in the Lone Star Shopping Mall. I'm here with the organizer from Treetop Games, the guy that put on the event, and he's just kind of running around like crazy. It's the big day. It's game day. So Gerry's here. Welcome, Gerry.
Hi, hello.
Good to have you here, man. Get right up on the mic if you don't mind, just because otherwise we won't be able to hear you. But, Gerry, what is this? Is this particular spot here, is this Lone Star Shopping Mall, Lone Star Mall, Lone Star... What's the original, what's the real title of this venue?
The real title, I believe it's Lone Star Shopping Mall.
Lone Star Shopping Mall, all right.
Yeah, right.
And this is kind of just like a space for rent, right?
Yes.
For vendors. Now, what do they normally do here? Have like vendors and stuff too sometimes? Or
Yes, he rents it out to vendors or people that are trying to organize something like this. And also quinceañeras, he wants to get stuff going like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is it the same guys that own Gaddy's or the same guy that owns Uvalde Bargain Deals?
Uvalde Bargain Deals.
Oh, okay,
yes,
so he's got this big space.
Yeah, Mike.
Very good. Okay, well, shout out to Mike, man. Thanks for letting Gerry put this whole thing together. So
Yes,
now you have a normal setup. Treetop Games has a spot at Uvalde Bargain Deals right next door, right?
Yes, we have a little corner front right there. And
so
some display cases and all that.
Before we get too far into this event here, let's go ahead and talk about your existing business, Treetop Games. And are you guys open like all the time? Tell me the hours you guys are available there to do some shopping.
So during the week, we are open from 6 to 8.
Okay.
Just because me and my business partner, Gilbert, we both have jobs.
So 6 to 8 in the evening, just a couple of hours so you can meet up people. They can just come out. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then during the weekends is when we're there all day, literally from 9:30 to 8.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
And as far as Treetop Games goes, how long have you been in business, whether it's been, there in a... I guess, in a building, or I'm sure you've been doing like pop-up stuff and stuff too, right? Just kind of showing up at different...
Well, so I started off in 2020. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, but I was trying to remember. I started selling cards online, and then I made enough, I guess you could say, cash flow. And then...
Were you in the haircutting place for a while? That wasn't you?
I was inside of Official Cuts, yes.
Yeah, okay. That's where I remember seeing you one time.
Yeah, it's just a lot of people, couldn't find us, so
it's a little off the beaten path. You got to be real. Yeah. So there's a lot more flow here.
Yeah. And then, we got the chance with Bargain Deals, Uvalde Bargain Deals, and we moved in over here.
And and that's the thing about starting up a small business, or kind of like going from just kind of selling online or having an online store to a brick and mortar kind of situation, because you get into a space and that's great, but if it's a little off the beaten path, or if it's hard for people to find or hard for people to park, then it's also kind of difficult to get that place marketed well. So is definitely, this area it has a lot of traffic flow. Mr. Gaddy's definitely has to help.
Let's just say just the location has just bumped up the flow of customers coming in.
So you've been doing this for a while. What got you into, first of all, collecting, and then what inspired you to resale, I guess?
So I started collecting, obviously when I was a kid, but I used to just play Magic the Gathering with a bunch of buddies. We used to travel to San Antonio, and I just kind of wanted to bring that to the Uvaldians here, and also the surrounding area. Like, I want to give them that opportunity to play, compete, and do tournaments and trade.
So now, are there existing tournaments scheduled here in Uvalde that you can take advantage of? Are you the guys that were helping out at the library doing game nights too?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we used to do that. Right now, I think it's just the game night, and I believe Eddie he does like a Dungeons and Dragons, and Martin as well. Yeah, they're dungeon masters. They kind of took over there just because I can't make it to the event anymore. But I'm trying to get something going here, which obviously I got something going. Well, me and Gilbert got something going. Yeah.
Fantastic, man. So you started out as mostly as a card gamer.
Yes.
Is that kind of your main kind of thing?
Yeah, and then I saw that our Walmarts didn't have any cards, so I started ordering Japanese cards and started selling packs, and then from there just it kind of snowballed, and then my buddy Gilbert he approached me, and we tag teamed and got together and just started making this more into...
And that is something that if you know what you're doing, that you can actually make it profitable. I know that there are places in San Antonio, bigger places, where they sell like bulk Magic the Gathering cards, like just big bricks of, right? And then if you know the value and you know what you're doing, you can sell those individually or in bulk and turn a profit, and have a lot of fun while you're doing it. And especially if you're the only one doing it in Uvalde, then you got your market cornered, right? So that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Like we talked about these things about on the off the air, and I think that Uvalde is getting big enough now to where we could probably have some sort of pop culture Comic-Con type of event, and this is basically you guys are spearheading the first effort to kind of really do that. So congratulations. That's why we wanted to be a part of this. So I'll say thank you for letting us come by and do a live broadcast. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you for showing up, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're having a good time. And so at what point did you guys decide, hey, let's put together this Uvalde Collectors Fest?
It kind of felt like the next step that we should take. Because we don't only just want to be a card shop, we want to be, how can I really phrase it? It's like,
you want to be like maybe like the hub for the whole this kind of pop culture kind of because Uvalde needs somebody to kind of take the mantle and kind of run with this kind of vibe.
I guess in a sense it's like nobody else is doing it,
right?
So let's go ahead and do it.
And there's a lot of different. I mean, you guys are focused on cards, but
cards are our backbone. I will say that.
But the industry, there's a lot of other things that branch out, and there's a lot of like-minded people. Yeah. A lot of the card gamers are into games, and they're into anime, and they're into pop figures, and obviously into Marvel, DC stuff. So it's all kind of a thing that we all get into collectively. So this is just really exciting to be a part of. Let's talk about when did you guys decide to do it, and how long did it take to get it actually together to fruition to have it today?
This like you're talking about this whole event. Honestly, man, me and Gilbert, we are very do everything late. And I think we just November and then December, January 8th.
Welcome to the club, man. We got jackets.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
Yeah. It's just like, but hey, it works somehow.
You guys have had a good influx of people coming and going throughout the day. You got some really great vendors here, and let's be honest, Uvalde is not a major city, so you can't expect it to be you can't expect it. I mean, to be huge because we've only got limited resources here. But there is a good number of toy collectors and resellers and other pop culture type of vendors here. So I know you got some people coming in from Eagle Pass and Del Rio too.
Yes, it's Eagle Pass Del Rio.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit of details about the out-of-towners that are here today.
Well, so we contacted them just because we go to their events, so we kind of just wanted to be like, do any of y'all want to come to our events?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know what it's like to be a vendor. You always want to have that opportunity to sell.
Sure.
So
especially in a new market,
Yes. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do: is give them more opportunities and options to sell and when to sell. Just because I know there is other events, but sometimes maybe one or two shows isn't enough. And some people do rely on this as a source of income.
Sure, absolutely. And the networking aspect of it is really good too, because you help them out, they help you out in a different market as well too.
Can I do a shout out?
Yeah, I was going to say, do a shout out to as many of the out-of-towners as you can.
Well, really, it's going to be Paul from the Del Rio Comic-Con.
Okay.
I just want to give him a shout out because he's going to help us out at his event.
Very cool.
And then obviously all the vendors here that showed up, off the top of my head, I can't remember them all. I should have brought my list.
Nah, you're good.
But they're on the Facebook page, Treetop Games.
But so tell me about the Del Rio Comic-Con. I've never been, but it's a pretty big deal.
It was better than what I expected. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, very nice. So, in comparison to, I'm sure you've been to ones in San Antonio.
Yes.
If you had to say, like, San Antonio is like about 75% as big, 50% as big, about?
Let's say, you did have people in cosplay, so I'll give them that.
Oh, cool.
There was some stormtroopers there.
Nice, all right, yeah. So you got the right vibe and everything?
I would say it was more like this vibe, but maybe about a good 30, 40% more than this, yeah.
Yeah, and then Del Rio, that again, they're not the biggest market either, so that's awesome, man. Well, man, the next time around, maybe think about let's do a cosplay contest. We would be happy to host that for you guys. Actually,
honestly,
I know you got a bunch of irons in the fire. Next time we do this, give it to us. We'll come up with prizes and have a good time.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, if there's a community out there for it, if they're down.
Hey, even if it's just little girls and boys in like their underoos. If you're not old enough to know what an underoo is, are you?
It's like underwear.
Yeah, do you remember those? You're too young to.
Kind of like what wrestlers wear, I guess. In a sense.
Underoos are like before cosplay. If you were little in the 70s, they had underoos, which were basically superhero underwear.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal. Every kid in the family had their set of underoos. I was Superman. My little brother had Green Lantern, and my little sister had Wonder Woman. And you went to bed, and hopefully you bought several pair. Otherwise, you have to sleep in the same ones every night. Basically, superhero pajamas. I don't know why they don't sell those anymore. I guess the licensing probably is too expensive now. Maybe they do still sell them.
I'd probably pick some up.
I need to find. That's something we need to sell here.
You're right.
And again, we're at Uvalde Collector. We're at Uvalde Collector Fest at 404 West Main Street, inside the Lone Star Shopping Mall. Right next to Mr. Gaddy's Pizza. We got Gerry here from Treetop Games. He's the guy that organized this. If you're just tuning in, get you a little caught up here. Treetop Games you can normally find after work, 6 to 8 p.m., right next door at Uvalde Bargain Deals, and then all day on the weekends, right?
Yes, sir.
And then, of course, here today till 6 p.m. is how long this fest is going. So as far as today, specifically, give me some highlights. Tell me some of the great things that have happened and some of the fires you've had to put out.
Fires, actually a trash can situation. That was weird.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't plan for trash, even though trash
didn't have enough trash cans around.
Yeah, even though trash is going to be created. What was the other word you used? But
what's the good stuff?
A highlight was the fact that we have more people than what I expected.
Yeah,
that's one of the highlights, and they keep coming, so that's amazing.
You've had a lot. I've seen a lot of people coming in and going, man, and that's fantastic. As far as trash cans, I put on events where I forgot porta potties, and it's like, man.
I think that's what we might need next time. Yeah, we've been going to the gas station.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get to. There is a bathroom here, but it's kind of in secret.
Yeah.
This venue is still kind of under construction to a certain degree, but it is a good time. Everybody is having a blast.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You've had a good mix of people, young and old, man, having a good time out here. So again, we're Uvalde Radio Rocks. We're live at Uvalde Collectors Fest. We've got it's Gerry, right?
Yes.
Almost had a brain fart again. He's from Treetop Games. And what else you guys have planned on the horizon? Are you already planning the next event or any other things that Treetop Games is coming to come up with?
Well, if the vendors here, if they like it, if they want to do it again, then yes. So maybe in 2 months or maybe in a month.
Cool.
Do it again. That's pretty much it. Also just tournaments, and then I'm trying to do a Pokemon club for the kids, sign up.
Yeah.
And just have little tournaments on.
Isn't it crazy how generationally Pokemon just keeps on going
and
going and going?
It's kind of crazy how it just out of nowhere just became popular again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. I mean, they're saying there's a lot of Pokemon stuff here today, so come on, get those cards, and I mean, tons of pop figures as well too. So
there's a variety of.
What is? I'm sure you've gotten around a little bit. I know you've been working hard, but is there anything that you've seen, a particular collectible toy or a comic book or an item that you've got your eye on specifically, personally?
Yeah, there's some Funko Pops I want to pick up, but it's just I try to hold back, so I don't want to have too many Funkos in the room. You know what I mean?
I was just telling Corey, I was a big fan of Funko Pops when they first came out, and then I just ran out of room, and I was like, I got to give it up. So I did a little reselling, and I have a handful that I will never get rid of. Yeah, I'll keep forever. Same. But man, I think most of us kind of go through something like that with collectibles. As you get older, it's like, okay, time to cut down the inventory. But I said this gentleman here, who's he with these guys? You remember
right
him?
Here? Elite Toy Collector. That's Leroy right there.
He's got some good vintage stuff right there.
Yeah, he does.
Behind the counter, he's got a little Boba Fett thing for me squared away, so I'm going to take care of that a little bit later. Nice. And Corey got herself a Wonder Woman and the Invisible Jet collectible, so we're doing a little shopping out here, too. So there's food vendors as well, and you guys have sodas and waters available as well, too.
Yeah.
All right. And now there's a trash can, so everybody's happy. So anything else, any other shout-outs or people you need to thank before we wrap it up and get back into music?
Well, obviously Mike from Bargain Deals. Yep. He gave us a little good descuento. Also all the vendors that showed up. man, I need that list. I forgot everybody.
It's a good. Hey, maybe we'll do a wrap up and you can do a quick shout out. But man, Gerry, it's been cool talking to you about the event, man. Thanks again for having us here. We hope we're part of the next one, and I'll let you get back to work, put out those fires, get those trash cans going. Again, it's Robert Miguel here at the Uvalde Collectors Fest. We're going to get back into regular programming on Uvalde Radio Rocks. Thank you so much.
Classic rock of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and today's hard rock hits. UvaldeRadio.net rocks.
All right, it's Uvalde Radio Rocks. Again, we are live at Uvalde Collectors Fest, 404 West Main Street. We're inside the Lone Star Shopping Mall, and there's tons of vendors here, mostly toys and collectibles. There's some food vendors as well, but right now, this is kind of cool. One of the vendors is a little different than everybody else. She does art. It's SliceOfMelo. Art by Mello. What's up? Dear Mello.
How's it going?
So is that short for Melody? You got an entourage over here. Let's make a noise.
Thank you.
So in real life, it's Melody.
Yes,
That's
Melody.
Beautiful name.
Thank you.
And tell me again, Mello. Why Mello? You like Mellow Yellow?
No, my name is Melody, so I go by Melodie.
But you seem kind of upbeat, and you're not mellow at all.
No, not at all. That's what I always tell people.
So it's irony then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So again, SliceOfMelo. What's going on now? Tell me that you had there's a backstory there too, right?
SliceOfMelo? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really enjoy manga, so it's kind of a spin-off of the genre slice of life. So I just kind of threw my name in there, SliceOfMelo, get a little slice of my life. So
nice.
That's where it came from. And also all the other Mellow tags were all taken, so
that's an important thing these days, right?
Yeah,
you got to be able to get the URL and the hashtag. It's crazy, yeah. So very cool. Well, thank you for being out here and talking to us here on Uvalde Radio Rocks. Now, you've got, like I said, you got a very unique thing going on. I think you're one of the only ones selling actual original art, right?
Yes.
So that's kind of cool. Now, not shaming anybody else, but everybody else is kind of reselling collectibles and toys and cards and comics and whatnot. But you've got your own original art, and it's actually really beautiful. Now, it's girly. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Hashtag number one, girly. That's the first thing I can say. Now, there seems to be this kind of like almost like an anime style girl, right?
Yes,
is that you? Is that you? Or is that somebody else?
The character?
Yes.
Oh, it's an original character, and it just kind of came to my mind. So I really don't have I don't do fan art. I want to one day, but I'm self-taught, and I've only been painting for 5 years. So working on my own character, working on anatomy and all that stuff, that's the beginning of it, and I just really like space, so I interpreted space into my girls. They have like celestial hair, celestial backgrounds. Not all of them, but that's the main theme that I got going on. No, it's radio, so I can't really show anybody. But if you could, I at first glance I got it because I'm old school. I got kind of a Sailor Moon vibe and stuff. But obviously there's better references that are more new school. Yeah.
So go ahead and tell me, like, what are as far as art goes, what are your influences, and how would you describe the overall look? Okay, yeah. So I think my main aesthetic is I don't like fairy tale, like folklore. So it's a little bit anime, but I like interpreting some like fairy tales to it, like fairies. I like mermaids, all that stuff. So one of my biggest, girly, folklore. Yeah, like stories. Well, actually, a lot of my biggest influences are also watercolor artists. So I'm a watercolor artist. I don't work with acrylic. You were saying that this is watercolor art specifically. On paper. So it's a little different than acrylic, but it's an old medium. A lot of people use watercolors to make sketches or just. It's not old. It's classic. It's classic. Yeah. There's a lot of storybooks that go back. That's what I was trying to get into. Is that Edmund Dolick is a watercolor artist from like the 1800s, and he does a lot of like fairy tale illustrations, and from there I started finding other watercolor artists as well, and especially there's a modern one called Stephanie Law. She does a lot of watercolor work, and she does incredible, like kind of the same style, mystical, very fantasy looking style, but she does like a lot of like trees and mystical animals. So that's, one day I would love to draw animals, but at the moment I just do my girls and some space constellations. So
it's a little bit of like everything, you know.
So now you're doing watercolor art. Now, did you dabble? Did you try acrylics? Did you try this? Did you settle into watercolor, or is that the first thing you started and that's where you stuck?
Yeah, no. So I used to draw in high school, and all I would do was just sketch and doodle. And then going to college, I took a long break, got my associates, and then I started noticing a lot of artists come up, and I would see their work from high school into now, and I was like, you know what, if they can do that, then I can do that.
Nice.
So I started taking it more seriously, started picking up, I noticed a lot of watercolor artists, so I was like, I'm going to try watercolor. I like the aesthetic, I like the way it looks. So I just started from there, and then I had tried acrylic once in college, and it was so hard. So I kind of was a little bit defeated at that time, thinking I could never be an artist. And, you know, a lot of people get confused, like, what's watercolor? Trust me, I didn't even know what watercolor was. I had to, like, you know, learn that myself.
I mean, when people say watercolor, I think of those old grade school little palettes, the white ones, plastic with a little clear cover.
Yeah,
that have a rainbow of, like, and then you just, you know, in school you dip them in water and get them wet. Now, is watercolor like that, or is that much more complicated than that?
It can be. It just depends. You know, you can do easy.
Because, I mean, I'm sure you use higher end stuff, right? For professional
I have
art.
tried out multiple supplies. I for the reason that I wanted to see if there's a difference between, like, the higher grade and the lower grade. Sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. For me, I've noticed that the paper quality doesn't really seem too much like of a difference. But as far as, like, watercolor materials, it's not really that, like, high end. That, I mean, you notice a difference, but you don't really need the high end stuff to make good art. You know,
right.
like,
It's kind of you're good, and you know, other than that, they're just trying to sell you something.
Yeah, and
fantastic. That's cool.
Yeah.
So how long now have you been actually? So first of all, how many pieces do you have on display here today, for instance?
Not really sure, actually.
There's plenty, though.
I want to say I got a good amount of my constellations, right? So there's got to be at least 12 of those, and maybe like 13 of my original characters. There's definitely a lot more than that, but
so there's at least a few dozen.
Yeah, a few dozen.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of work. So about how long does it take you to make any given piece?
It depends on what that piece is. Like, it depends on the size, too, but the constellations that I've been making, it seems like they take me, like, between 2 weeks to a month, just depending.
Wow, okay.
Again, I'm self-taught, so, you know, I think I overanalyze things, and it'll take me a minute to, like, look at something and then come back later and be like, okay, that's what I need to add. And I've learned that a lot of artists do work that way. I listen to a lot of audibles, so I used to feel bad about that, but, you know, there's no real duration. Well, it just depends.
You know, the thing about art is, like, you know, it's important. It's that, you know, it really depends on the value of it. It depends on the viewer. You know, if they like it, they like it, and they want to support you and buy your stuff. Have you taken your art to any professionals, you know, quote unquote, or have you had your art critiqued by anybody that's given you advice, or, you know, kind of said, hey, you know, you got the right stuff, babe, you know?
Yeah, no, I've never really met any other artists. I get a lot of, like, you know, how come you don't do this, do that, but I'm okay with it. You know, there's an audience for everyone, and I stick with what I love. I used to, you know, experiment a little bit here and there, and you kind of have to, but I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Hey, you're an artist. He kept pinning you down. You guys are all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Creatives. We're all like, woo, all over the place.
All over the place.
Hey, we're talking to SliceOfMelo, short for Melodie. She's got art by Melo here at the Uvalde Bargain Deals is next door, so we're in the Lone Star Shopping Mall, right? For Uvalde Collectors Fest. A lot of information going on in my brain. So you have got watercolor art for sale. Again, it's very girly kind of fantasy. It's really, really good stuff, though. How long have these pieces that you've got, how long has it taken you to amass that collection?
About 4 to 5 years.
Wow.
I know I started in 2018 at the very end of 2018, and, you know, COVID made me blur out a lot of my timeline, so it's been like 5 years.
Right.
So yeah, just 5 solid years, and I'm just gonna keep going strong.
Now, have you been any other like conventions or, you know?
That was the question.
Like
yeah, no, this is my second event. I'm right here next to Elite Collector.
Yeah.
And I had done an event for the first time at his during Halloween, so that was a few.
Del Rio, or
we're both from Uvalde.
Oh, okay, cool.
Elite Toy Collector. There you
Very
go.
cool. So do you have a website, Instagram, place where people can see your art, or do you keep it just kind of for the people in person? Some artists don't like to have their stuff out there online.
Yeah.
And I understand that. It kind of cheapens all your work to a certain extent. But some people don't mind displaying it out there. Do you have any of it out online for people to see that we can...
Yes, Instagram is my main account. I do not have it attached to my Facebook. I do have a Facebook. You can find me at SliceOfMelo on all platforms. And on my Instagram bio, you can find my link tree, and there you can find my Ko-fi shop, my donation shop, and anything else that's important to my art related. So Instagram is the main platform.
Well, again, SliceOfMelo. Find her on all the, all the social media outlets. Again, SliceOfMelo. And if you can, before 6 p.m., come out and see her work in person here at Uvalde Collectors Fest inside the Lone Star Shopping Mall next to Mr. Gaddy's, 404 West Main Street. Admission is $2, which is nothing, man. You get to take a look at all these cool collectibles from all over. I mean, Del Rio and Eagle Pass vendors are out here as well, too. So stuff that you just won't be able to find in Uvalde. Plus, you can check out some great original art, and that's fantastic. Do you want to give out kind of a price range of your stuff?
Yeah, so I'm in originals only. I'm trying to create the funds to make prints. So most of my pieces go from 20 to 120.
Nice.
So it just depends on the size and the piece and also the date. Everything is kind of variety, but I'm able to haggle with that price. There's some pieces that I am dead set on, but there's some other ones that I'm like, if you want her, so I want my babies to have forever home. So as long as you contribute a little bit, I might be down to just give her away.
That is fantastic. Well, it's been really cool talking to you about what you got going on. I had no idea. I've seen you at Tuesday Trivia.
Yes,
hope to see you back again sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I guess it's going to wrap it up here with SliceOfMelo. Come out and see her at the Uvalde Bargain Deals. That's next door. I keep saying that. We're at Lone Star Shopping Mall for Uvalde Collectors Fest. So here till 6 p.m. Uvalde Radio. We're going to be broadcasting until at least 3. So come out and see us at our table. We've got some stickers, pins, and you can register to win some prizes, including Uvalde Radio Rocks t-shirts. And we're going to get back into regular programming. This is Uvalde Radio Rocks.